Hello, welcome to the Nonprofit Plug. We are starting a little late today, and that's absolutely fine. Schedules change, and so I'm glad that you're joining me, whether you're on the replay or live. I'm so excited for this new month. I'm also excited about talking about you as a nonprofit founder, as a nonprofit leader. If you are currently a founder or you're planning on being a founder, this is a place to be, the Nonprofit Plug. So if you missed last month's series on preparing yourself to start a nonprofit, you'll want to go back to YouTube. I also have the series on Instagram. So you can stay connected. You can review and watch those videos. There's a lot of questions that were asked that may be something that you have been thinking about, wanting that information to be answered for you. So you want to go back and watch that. So my name is Tattegrain. I am the founder of Dare Humanity. We partner with communities in Haiti in order to provide support, resources, as well as sponsoring students. This year we're increasing our capacity to be able to sponsor additional 20 students, but we're also working on additional projects to bring water to Haiti, to bring individuals opportunities, community opportunities, and the way we're doing that is we are connecting with the leaders of those communities in order to allow them to take part in their own development. And so we are in the process of refining that, making that so it is becoming a reality. So we are grateful for that, and I'm grateful for all the individuals who give to Dare Humanity. You don't know how much it means to the communities that we're serving, so we're grateful for you. I'm also a nonprofit consultant specializing in helping those individuals who are on the fence start their nonprofits, as well as assisting with the initial funding, because nonprofits need funding in order to run, in order to stay in the work that they do. And so I assist nonprofits in that area as well. I also specialize in all things communications apart from public relations. So that's email, that's website, that is social media. So if you are wanting to highlight your organization online, you will want to connect with me. I am also a nonprofit educator, taking what I've learned from graduate school, pouring it all back into you, synchronizing everything and putting it in a way that is understandable, in a way that not necessarily you'll be able to learn it online, making it unique to you and you as the nonprofit founder. So I am excited about that. I'm excited to be here for the Nonprofit Plug, starting our new series, preparing yourself to start your nonprofit as an individual, focusing on you as a founder / executive director. So thank you for joining me again, or if this is your first time, thank you for jumping back on. If you have any questions at any time, you can write them in the comment section, or you can have that question mark with a box around it. You can enter your questions in there. So thank you for being here. So I pray that you are having a blessed week so far. It is Tuesday and we still have days of the week, so it's amazing to be able to be a blessing. So today we're talking about who's going to be accountable, and we're talking about you as a founder, the future founder of your nonprofit. You have to be accountable for everything that goes on, including operations, including the people that you're serving, including how you run the organization, your decisions. You are responsible for the decisions you make. You need to think of the individuals that you're serving versus thinking in an individual mindset. You want to think of how your actions can better serve these people, how the funding should go, how you should budget in order to serve the people that you're serving. You also have a responsibility, and you have to be accountable to your board of directors. They're depending on you to inform them of the updates of what's going on in the organization. They're depending on you to follow up in certain things that you've discussed in board meetings. They're depending on you to be an expert in the area that you are focusing on, your organization is focusing on. They're also depending on you to be transparent about the things that you're doing, transparent with the money that is being used, the donations that are coming in. You're also going to be accountable to your donors, especially when these people, these strangers, are giving out of their pockets to the work that you're doing, to these individuals, to this community that you're serving. You have a responsibility to them as well. And so you want to make sure you're following up with them. You want to make sure you are stewarding them. Even after the first donation comes in, you want to be able to follow up with them, because you want that donor to eventually become a monthly donor. You want that individual to continue to pour into your organization so that you can expand, so that you can start new programs, so that you can continue the work that you're doing. Because how are you going to continue your work if there's no funding coming in? I often stress, and I will continue to stress, that your board of directors should know that they have a responsibility to raise funds as well, whether they're giving those funds or getting those funds. So a lot of organizations have a give or get policy. I've mentioned this before, where they will say in their bylaws or a board agreement that everyone signs that you are responsible for raising a certain amount of money, or you're responsible for giving a certain amount of money. So it's a give or get policy. Thank you for joining. And so you will want to be able to express that responsibility to them, because you don't want everything falling on your shoulders. So part of this series is going to be talking about the various hats you wear as a nonprofit founder. And so if you are expressing to your board of directors, your future board of directors, that they're going to be responsible for the funding that's coming in, they're going to be responsible for legal obligations, they are responsible for helping with the sustainability of the organization, then you won't have all that weight on your shoulder. You won't have to worry about having funding that is ongoing. You will be able to have that sustainability in place. So going back to your responsibility to individuals that you're serving, the people that you're serving, they are depending on you to make the right decision for the organization. They're depending on you to make the right decision about how to go about using the funding that comes in. They're also depending on you to handle the funding that's coming in, and having a fiduciary responsibility to that, which is basically thinking in the best interest of the individual that you're serving in all aspects of running the organizations. And so you have to realize the importance of this. This is something that you cannot take for granted, because these donors, you're thinking of it from a perspective of the donor. This donor is giving out of their income to people that they may not even meet, people who may be across the country. So Dare Humanity serves individuals in Haiti, and our donors in California and around the U.S. And so if they know that the funding that's coming in is not being used as it should be, you said you're going to do something with the funding, but you actually are not using it that way, or maybe someone is taking something on the side, then those donors are not going to want to give to your organization in the future. And then from the perspective of the individuals, you want to be able to serve them as the highest capacity as possible. If you have the funding, then you want to be making sure that your budget is going to be able to go towards the programs and services that you're going to offer, and be able to enhance their lives in some ways. The nonprofit sector, the nonprofit organizations, our goal is to serve others and to provide program and services that may not have been provided by someone else, may not be provided by the city. The city does its part, but then the nonprofits come in and they do the additional part that better serves, or that is a supplement to what the city does. The city can't do everything, and the nonprofit comes in and provides program and services as an addition to what the city does. And so I just want to express the importance of being accountable as an individual, making sure that you're doing things in the right manner. If you don't have understanding of how to go about doing things, about governance, then you want to make sure you're staying connected with the Secretary of State, whatever state you are in, California, Washington, Mississippi. You want to make sure that you are staying connected and knowing about what changes have been made, so that you can continue with your obligations. One thing I want to talk about is the annual obligation that you have with the state, whatever state you're in, as well as the IRS. You're going to have that obligation in place, and so you want to make sure that your systems are in place, that you're keeping track of the donations that are coming in, that you're keeping track of your donor names, keeping track of everything in a confidential way, and then following up with those individuals to maintain that relationship through stewardship. So thank you for joining the Nonprofit Plug this Tuesday. This was an exception, having an evening chat, but we're going to be doing this every Tuesday from 12:15. I'm on Periscope, and then I will jump on here right after, trying to figure out how to do that restreaming thing so I don't have to jump on 2 different platforms. But either way, I am enjoying it, so I hope you are enjoying it as well. If you ever have any questions, you can go to kiaharris.com, send me a quick email with your question. You can also set up a call. You can set up an alignment call for nonprofit startup coaching, or if you want a simple consult, we can set up a consult as well. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I'm also looking forward to hearing that you've started your nonprofit, that you are serving the people that you've been called to serve, and that you are able to do the work that has been assigned to you and only you. So I'm really grateful for the Nonprofit Plug and you joining this space with me. I look forward to next Tuesday. Be sure to share this with someone who you think may want to start a nonprofit. Also, be sure to stay connected with me on all my platforms. KiaHarris.com has all my platforms listed, and you can learn about other things that I'm doing. Upcoming events on my website for all my seminars. My seminars are going to be increasing. The rate is going to increase October 15th. So if you want to lock into those rates at this point, you'll want to do that, because as my business grows, the rates have increased because I need to be able to have different things put in place in order to serve you. So thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And I also look forward to hearing about your future organization or your current organization. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So take care.